Hi there, my name is Adeyinka. I'm a real estate consultant, and my goal is to ensure you get the very best of real estate deals. So I've put together a series of information that will guide you through your real estate journey and help you make smart real estate investment decisions. So on today's episode, we'll be talking about several misconceptions in real estate. I'll be right back. You will agree with me that acquiring a property anywhere in the world is no small feat. Now, in a country like Nigeria, in a country like our Nigeria, we know that sometimes people are always reluctant to, go into property or buy a home because it is seen as a big deal. Now, there are several reasons to it, and some of these reasons are these misconceptions that have been, or let's say myths that have been passed from generations to generations. They were probably created from maybe cultures or traditions, and then we'll be talking about some of them today. One of the very popular misconception is that you have to be rich to own a property. I would like to think that this was probably like some years back, maybe like in the 80s and 90s, that it was only the rich that could actually own a property. But right now, in this generation, you can own a property even if you are not very wealthy. I mean, real estate has been structured in such a way that you can even pay in installment. You can make like a minimal initial deposit and then spread your payments for like 6 months, 12 months. Some real estate companies are even so nice, also customer friendly, that they even like extend it like 18 to 24 months. I mean, this makes it really flexible for literally anybody to own a property. I mean, if you are able to make like initial deposit of like 500,000 naira, and then maybe like every month, depending on how much you're earning or however you're getting your income from, you can pay like 200,000 naira per month. I mean, you realize that at the end of the day, even an average income earner can actually own a property. So you raise that thing from your head that you have to be rich or wealthy to own a property. So imagine if you are telling you that, oh, come and buy this property, and in your head you're like, but I don't have money, because you just automatically have that belief that you have to like have like millions in your account before you can actually. There are affordable properties out there that you can own and then pay in installment. Although there are some properties that you have to be rich for you to own them. I mean, considering all these Ikoyi, Banana Island, Victoria Island, Lekki, you have to be wealthy to own such properties. At the same time, there are affordable properties for average income earners that you can own, and then after like a period of time, you become a landlord. So you can own a property even if you're not wealthy. That is if you're not looking at owning a property, maybe Ikoyi or VI. Another one is people saying a particular location is far. Now the question is, location is far from where? Is it that it is far from where you are living at the moment, or it is far from where you work, or far from where you usually visit? That's why sometimes when clients want to buy property, I always ask that, what is your goal? What do you intend to use that property to do? So if it's something that maybe you are buying for investment, I don't think you should be saying location is far, because it's not as if you intend to live in this place that you're buying. At the same time, if you are buying maybe to live in, now that is where you might start considering whether the location is far from your place of work, or location is far from your church, or location is far from a place that you usually visit. No location is far. It's just kind of relative. It depends on what you are comparing it to. I mean, you can say Lekki is far, but then are you saying Lekki is far from Victoria Island, or you're saying Lekki is far from Ikoyi, or you're saying Lekki is far from maybe Yanofaja? You can see why I said that location is relative. So if you're saying location is far, it depends on where you are comparing it to. It depends on what you want to use the property to do at the end of the day. No location is far. It is the use of that property that matters. So let me use this very popular location as an instance. Let me use Epe. Now, some people have this belief that Epe is far. Fine, Epe is far. Epe is far from Sulere. Epe is far from Egbeda. Epe is far from Ikeja. But then have you considered that Epe is actually closer to the likes of Eleko? Epe is closer to the likes of Igbejileki, Awuyaya, and the likes. So like I said, it is not just about saying that a location is far. The potential also matters, because Epe is opening up right now. That is not the conversation for today. I'm just using that as an example. So no location, I repeat, no location is far. Land is not land. I mean, yeah, I think right now you agree with me that land is not land, because a land, one of the features or one of the things that makes maybe a land, a particular property, to be expensive. Number one, the title on that land, the location of that property, the development, and maybe the infrastructures to be put in place by the developer. So land is not land. You shouldn't be saying, oh, how come this land here is 6 million naira and the land here is 1 million naira? You need to consider all of these things I've mentioned. Now back to the likes of, let's say, Lekki phase one. I know that even right now you cannot even be saying land is land. I just believe, like we're saying, it's just like a misconception that was created like some years back, because even now people are now like more civilized and more knowledgeable when it comes to properties and then real estate in general. So I don't even think that land is land should even be like something to talk about, because everybody, like we all know right now, that land is not land. You cannot be comparing a property in Lekki phase one or a property in Banana Island to like maybe a property in the Lekki axis. I mean, look at development, look at the areas, look at what we have there right now compared to Lekki. Lekki is literally just like coming up compared to these places. So land is not land. The, like I said, the title, the location, the development, the potentials of these properties differ. So land cannot be land. They're all different. The funny thing is that is actually a two-way thing. Now, when you say an undeveloped area, you need to consider, you need to think that what are the potentials of this land. Look around. What are the things that are likely to come up in this area that is currently undeveloped? I mean, there's this very popular saying of buy when it's a bush and then sell when it's city. You also need to understand that there are some people that have bought a particular land when it was bush, and even till now it is still bush. And that is because sometimes people don't make researches or findings when it comes to buying a property. So that's one very important thing I will tell you today, that I get that they say, oh, you have to buy like in an undeveloped place. I'm an advocate of that, but at the same time, don't be ignorant when it comes to that. Be sure that wherever place you are buying from, wherever undeveloped area you are buying from, has potential. I mean, these days everywhere is literally opening up, so I will even advise you to buy when it's bush that has a potential, and then you can sell when it's a city. I mean, look at it. I mean, they were saying that Lekki was like bush some years back, or was it even bush or water some years back, and then some people probably did not believe in it. When I look at it today, it is now worth millions and billions of naira. So we have the likes of all these places coming up too. Look at Lekki, look at Eleko Axis, look at Epe. These are like places that are looking like bushes now. But even right now, you can actually see the potentials these places are giving you. I mean, look at development that is going there. So these are the places that are telling you that they are undeveloped, but you need to buy now, because by the time these places literally blow up, I hope that you don't say, oh, I knew when it was this thing, I knew when it was undeveloped. So if you are an advocate of, oh, this place is undeveloped, I'm not buying, you raise that thought from your head right now and start rethinking. I mean, that statement is kind of true and at the same time false, because there's actually no perfect time to buy a property. If you can afford to buy it now, because if you say you want to buy it tomorrow, trust me, you're going to be buying it at a higher price. But at the same time, you should not maybe like overstretch yourself and then put yourself into debt because you are trying to become a property owner, and at the end of the day you are unable to either pay the debt or even unable to make full payment or complete payment of that property. So generally, I would like to say, owning a property or becoming a property owner is one thing every individual should be aiming at, because real estate is one of the major ways to hedge against inflation. I mean, real estate is never affected. Imagine landlords now, anytime there's inflation, all they need to do is say, oh, hello tenants, I'm increasing my I'm increasing my rent to, let's say you were paying like 500,000 naira before, they will increase to 700,000 naira. So you see that as a property owner or as a landlord, you are one way or the other not affected by the economical status of the country. So if you can afford to buy that property, buy it now. Do not, I repeat, do not procrastinate. So I believe there are more misconceptions about real estate in Nigeria. So feel free to add yours in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You see me on your screen again. I remain your one and only real estate consultant, always ensuring you get the very best of real estate deals. See you some other time.